Half a day, I'm Janice Penglinen, and I'll be presenting briefly on the Republic of the Marshall Islands. A little history about the Marshall Islands. Micronesian people were the first inhabitants of the archipelago. The islands were explored by the Spaniards in the 16th century and were named from a British captain in 1788. Germany unsuccessfully attempted to colonize the islands in 1885. Japan claimed them in 1914, but after several battles during World War II, the United States seized them from the Japanese. In 1947, the United Nations named the island group a U.S. Trust Territory. The geography of the Marshall Islands, it consists of two chains of 29 atolls and 5 coral islands. They run several hundred miles north and south, covering 750,000 square miles of ocean. 27 of the atolls and islands are inhabited. They are all flat. Each atoll may have dozens of islets, but only a few are inhabited. The most populous atolls are Majuro and Kwajalein. The climate there is tropical with a mean annual temperature for the entire group of 82 degrees Fahrenheit. Annual precipitation varies from 20 to 30 inches in the north to 160 inches in the southern atolls. The wettest months are October and November. Several of the northern atolls are uninhabited owing to the insufficient rainfall. The culture of the Marshall Islands, known as Manat, revolves around the same family and clan structure which has existed for centuries, where the chiefs supervise the clan heads and workers in each Marshallese clan. The chiefs preside over land disputes and usage. The clan heads supervise all daily activities and maintenance while the workers do the farming, cleaning, and construction work. Land serves as an important focal point for the Marshallese culture and social organization. Land tenure in the Marshall Islands is customary. Land is not viewed as interchangeable real estate, but instead as a foundation of national culture and personal identity and spirit. Land ownership ties families together into clans. All Marshallese land is handed down through the mother's ancestral line in this matrilineal society. To all Marshallese, land is gold. If you're an owner of land, you would be held up as a very important figure in our society. A Kemen, the celebration of a child's first birthday, is one of the most important Marshallese celebrations. Historically, Kemens were celebrated because of the high infant mortality rates. When a child is made it to 1 year, the whole family came out to celebrate with the community. It was with great pride and responsibility for a family to host a Kemen. The Marshallese Islands have a population of about 59,190 people. Most of the population are native Marshallese. However, other inhabitants have immigrated from areas including the Philippines, China, and the United States. The most populous atolls are Majuro and Kwajalein, which offers employment at the U.S. missile testing range. Together, they have almost 3/4 of the country's total population. The rest of the population lives in traditional villages on the outer islands, away from the two urban centers. Marshallese people speak two slightly different dialects: Rallick, Sunset or West Chain, and one from Ratak, Sunrise or East Chain. Many also speak English as a second language. American missionaries arrived in Marshalls in 1850s, introducing Christianity to the population. Most Marshallese are Protestant. It is an important part of the Marshallese culture till this day. Most of their gatherings begin and end in prayer. For the economy and resources in the Marshall Islands, the production of copra, which is dried coconut meat, is a chief source of income for the outer islands. Tourism is also a source of income, as it has been developing gradually. The Bikini Atoll site of the U.S. nuclear test has developed a scuba diving resort that is ranked one of the top 10 diving spots in the world. However, the Republic's main source of revenue are substantial U.S. subsidies under a compact of free association and the leasing of the land for the U.S. missile testing range in Kwajalein. Employment and modern amenities at both Majuro and Kwajalein serve as magnets that draw people to the two urban centers. The principal import is processed foods. Other major imports include machinery and transport equipment, manufactured goods, and fuels, primarily from the United States, Japan, and Australia. In 1978, the Marshall Islands, in a referendum broke away from the rest of Micronesia and opted for a separate constitution. In 1979, its constitution was ratified. The country gained independence and signed a compact of free association with the United States in 1986. The 1979 Constitution provides for a unicameral parliamentary system, which consists of 33 seats. The members are elected by popular vote to serve 4-year terms. The president is elected by the parliament from among its own members to serve as a head of state and government for a 4-year term. Council of Chiefs is a 12-member body that advises on matters affecting customary law and practices. Some challenges that the Marshall Islands face today are is getting the United States to acknowledge that many atolls were affected by the nuclear testing program, not just Bikini, Enewetak, Rajalat, and Yurtik. The United States relocated the people of Bikini and Enewetak and used atolls to conduct atomic tests from 1945 through 58. The islanders tried to move back in 1969 through 78, but the groundwater was still too radioactive and the food grown was still contaminated. The people again moved off the island and tried to sue the United States, but with the compact agreement was unable to. Another challenge is Ubei. It's an island in Kwajalein Atoll. Many Marshallese worked at the U.S. base on Kwajalein but are unable to live or stay overnight. Relatives of the worker goes there because it's more developed than their home islands with modern service, but it's very crowded. Other than that, the Ubei people are peaceful and have made improvements on their own islands. One last major challenge that the Marshallese Islands face is climate change. As our islands lay an average of just 2 meters above sea level, entails a threat to both the future habitability and physical presence of the Marshall Islands, thin and low-lying islands. This concludes my presentation. Thank you.